Alright, today we're back with a review of the Federal 9mm Luger HST in 147 grain loading. Federal's been in the self-defense game a long time, and the HST is, I believe, one of their older lines of self-defense ammo. So let's take a look at it. As always, we used our block of ballistics gel here, and our test handgun is the FN 509 compact with a 4-inch barrel. Distance was 10 yards, and I also fired 5 rounds through chronograph to get the kind of average velocity there. So, rolling right into it, how this did, as always, I shot through a layer of denim with a layer of fleece behind that to simulate kind of a light jacket, like you'd encounter in a real-life self-defense situation. First round went in the front side here, passed all the way through the block, and I couldn't find it, so I fired a couple more rounds. The area where I shoot has a lot of leaves on the ground, so I just wasn't finding them. So I basically took a piece of wood and put it up against the back here, and the round was coming through the block, but with so little energy left at the end, it was just kind of hit the wood and basically dented it. So not a lot of energy, and just about the right amount, perfect amount of penetration. You're not worried about over penetration at that point. If it makes it out of the target, it's going to have so little energy, your chances of hurting anyone else are relatively slim. So, other than that, let's get to how the bullets did, because these things performed awesome. This is pretty much exactly what you want to see out of a self-defense bullet. The camera's picking it up there. Alright, so we can see nice pedaling all the way around. No jacket separation at all. Very uniform. And just outstanding stuff right there. So, since I had to fire a couple rounds here, I actually ended up recovering 2 of them. Here's the second one. Alright. Get this here. So, very nice bullet shape, like I said. Extremely uniform, no problems at all with the material. The denim and the fleece didn't clog it one bit, and didn't stop this bullet from performing exactly the way it's supposed to. As far as weight retention, we'll bring our digital scale in and see what we got. Alright, so bullet number 1 is saying 149 grains. Bullet 2 is saying 148.7. So these are very, very close in weight. These are supposed to be 147 grains, so it's showing a grain or two heavy. That could be because there's some material caught underneath the petals along here somewhere. Who knows? But it didn't lose a significant amount of weight, and that's what you're worried about when you're talking about a self-defense bullet. You want it to retain weight and hold together, and mushroom like these ones did, not fly apart into little shards and underpenetrate. So, from a weight retention and bullet performance standpoint, these things did outstanding. Let's throw a caliper on here real quick and see what we're looking at for expansion. Alright, so our 9mm has expanded to 0.585 on one, and 0.645 on the other. So real good expansion as far as diameter as well. Alright, and I'll roll the velocities up on a sidebar so you can tell what those were. Let me pull them up real quick so I can get a feel for it. I believe, if I recall, yeah, they were all very consistent as far as velocity too. So they're consistent load as far as velocity. The bullets are performing great. Interesting note here, they don't actually say what velocity it's supposed to be at on the packaging anywhere. So, I don't know. I wish they would do that to kind of give you an estimate if it's under or overperforming what they're saying it's going to. But from a terminal performance standpoint, this ammo is doing great. Penetration is right where you want it to be. Bullet performance is right where you want it to be. If you can see my block here, there's a lot of different wound paths. That's because I had some technical issues with camera equipment, and I also forgot some camera equipment, so I actually had to reshoot this test like 3 times. Partially my fault. And each time they performed great. So I've actually shot this ammo more than I normally do shoot, test ammo, and it did great every time. It fed reliably in the handgun. So it does make it a little hard to sort out what's going on with wound channels there. But they all are very uniform, right? They're a little bigger up front, and they kind of thin out as the bullets get slower towards the end of the block, which is standard. And keep in mind, guys, any channel that's trying to show you a wound in ballistics gel and say that that is the exact wound channel you would get in human flesh is lying to you, or they just don't know any better. Mostly they don't know any better. Ballistic gel is not made to directly simulate human flesh. It's made to be a consistent testing medium for ammunition, so you can compare one round's performance to another round's performance in a media that can be recast and done at the same density each time. It's not supposed to exactly copy human flesh. It doesn't stretch like human flesh. The elasticity is different. The density is different. Different parts of the body have different densities depending on muscle mass versus fat versus bone, etc. So just keep that in mind if you're seeing a lot of other channels kind of portray it like a wound cavity in ballistics gel is exactly what you'd see in actual field performance, because it's not. It's an indicator of good field performance, but it's not the same. That being said, this ammo is great. I love it. Highly recommend it. Performance is outstanding. Any questions, feel free to hit me up and ask. I'm happy to throw any extra pictures or anyone wants them, or answer any questions that maybe or may not come up during the testing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a great day.